Welcome. Today the topic is very important topic in examination point of view, and this is the basic concept from economy that everyone should know. So national income accounting. Um, People often find this is a difficult topic, but it is actually not such difficult if you know the basics. If you know this, then whatever in the newspaper, the current affairs you are reading, you can easily interpret what it is. So first of all, you need to know the flow of money before knowing this, how the money flows. Okay, so for example, okay, take a financial institution. Okay, from the financial institution, the investment goes to firms. Okay, so say household. Okay, they are their personal savings, putting their saving in financial institutions, right? And to the rest of the world, okay, actually financial institutions are borrowing from it. Like that, our government is also borrowing from the financial institutions. Okay, household, we are paying tax to the government, firms are paying tax to the government. Okay, and uh, household to rest of the world, households are importing from the rest of the world, and from the rest of the world export is between the firms and the rest of the world. And similarly between the firms and the household. Okay, firms are just the companies, or those who are the producers. They are paying to the household their factor payment. Okay, I will tell you what is factor payment and others. Okay, so that's a kind of factor payment, means what, those who are working in the firm are getting their salaries, right? So that is the income. And like that, household are the consumption, they are the consumers. Okay, so the consumption expenditure, those who are getting the factor payment, again buying from the producer, right? Okay, so it is known as consumption expenditure. So if you see, this is a web, this is interlinked, everything depends on each other. Okay, so why I'm telling this is national income accounting. Okay, so it is usually based on national income accounting four ways. So GDP, GNP, NDP, and then NNP. Okay, so these are the ways of calculating. um, then after that, what is the significance of national income accounting? Okay, see, all these GDP and everything, or also if you want to calculate the money, you need to know all of this. Okay, if you know at least either one of that, you can come up with the mathematical formula, and you can find the GDP, right? So why we are making this national income accounting? So comparison between countries, as I told, India nominal GDP, it is the fifth in the world, fifth largest in the world. Okay, so first is US, then China, then after that Japan, German, and then after India. Okay, then also for business decision. Okay, if you know the calculation, you can make decision, right? Okay, what if you, whatever the money in your purse, only if you know, then you know how much to spend, right? That's the thing. Then making a policy decision, then after that budget formulation, then after that statistical purpose. Okay, so these are the significance. You should not take it lightly like vague stories, because if in case of mains it can be asked like what are the significance of national income accounting, you can write it. Even this can be asked in application point of view in prelims itself. Okay, so as I told you, four ways of GDP calculation, sorry, national income accounting: GDP, GNP, NDP, NNP. Okay, I will tell you. Okay, so GDP, everyone knows, gross domestic product. Okay, so first thing is this is based on geographical boundary. Okay, regardless of the nationality. Okay, that is, I will give you example. Say if a German car, okay, if it is manufacturing in India, whether it is calculated or not, it is in India, right? This is geography, right? Yes, it is calculated. So regardless of the nationality. Okay, so which means what? It excludes, okay, net factor income from abroad. Okay, because net, why it is excludes, which means it is not accepted. Net means what? Net means the final thing. Okay, I will tell you the net will come. So RBI uses what? This GDP. Okay, so if you want to know what is this net factor income from abroad, it is again the GNP minus GDP. Only after knowing GNP you will get clear idea about it. Then what are the positives of GDP? Okay, get GDP calculation. So GDP calculation is actually, you have a mathematical formula, so it's easy for calculation. Okay, and for long years this have been using. Okay, but what are the negatives or drawbacks of using this is the distribution of wealth is not accounted in it. Okay, then externalities are not accounted. For example, if a polluting industry is there, if it is polluting the rivers and lakes nearby, that is not accounted, right? And the uh, non-monetary activities are not included. Example, your mom is doing all the household works, but since it is not monetary value, it won't cover in GDP. Okay, so this is with the GDP. If you want to know what is GNP, gross national product, if you make a similarities and differences between these two, you will have a clear understanding about this. That's it. So it is opposite to it, irrespective of the geographical boundary. That is what the same example. Okay, so German car. If it is a German car, whether you are adding it in GNP or not, no. Okay, so which means what? Only the resident thing is activity. Only the residence value is added. Okay, and again here that net factor income from abroad, that is excluded, but this included net factor income from abroad, right? Then one more thing is, always if you note, GNP is less than the GDP. Okay, the reason is, as I told, the net factor income from abroad, right? We are importing more, because always our imports are higher. Okay, because we are importing a lot of oil, right? So that's the thing. And this is the difference between GDP and GNP. Then after that, what comes is NDP. Okay, see, this is G for gross, N for net. That's it. Net means what? In the GDP, if you minus the depreciation, right, that is NDP. What is depreciation? Wear and tear. Okay, in a machine. Okay, the capital goods, that is the machinery, every year on year goes depreciating, right? And instead, for the depreciated value, you are using that replacement. Okay, that replacement is known as capital consumption allowance. Capital consumption allowance. Okay, and NDP is always less than GDP. See, GDP is gross. Say if I have a chocolate, okay, and if I am taking half of it, okay, you will be left with rest of the half only, right? So obviously this is more and this is less because of wear and tear, right? Yes. And finally NNP. NNP is net national product. Again, like this, between these two, here it is between these two. Okay, it is GNP minus depreciation. Okay, so if you know from GDP, this GNP comes. So from this GDP, this NDP comes. from this GDP, GNP, this NNP comes. So the base is the GDP, right? If you know the GDP, you can calculate all of these. So what is national income? So although all these are national income, if someone asks, you can tell it in terms of GDP or GNP or NDP or NNP. But if someone is writing NI in capital letter, that is national, that is NNP. Okay, that too at factor cost. I will tell you. And one more importance of this is how will you calculate per capita income? Okay, that is NNP divided by population. It is not like GDP by population. Okay, it is NNP by population. So that's where the importance of NNP comes. So yes, India, it is coming an NNP at factor cost. We will ask what is factor cost. Okay, so for this from here I am telling you what is factor cost, then what is market price and others. That will be very useful. Okay. So what is cost? Okay, once say cost of production. Okay, cost of production. Say for example, cost of production. You are making a chapati. What is the cost of the production? You need to buy wheat, then salt, then the pan, the oil, and everything. That is the cost. Okay. So finally, the chapati you are making it at a cost. Okay. So cost is that cost of production, right? That is cost. What is price? Okay, say cost of production, you are making some 10 rupees. Okay, and price, you are selling it for rupees 15, the price is 15. Okay, so that's the difference between cost and price. Now you will know, easily understand. Okay, what is factor cost? You know, already I told what are the factors of production. Okay, land, labor, capital. Okay, if you produce something, you need to give the factors for the production, whatever involved in it. Okay, so whatever the cost incurred by the factors of the production is called factor cost. Okay, so what is market price? As I told you price earlier, what is market? You are going to the market and asking the price, and he is telling this rupees, that is the market price. Okay, so what is market cost? As I told you, market cost. In the market, the producer, say the wholesalers. Okay, market cost is the total cost for the production. Okay, so they will not sell you directly immediately after the production. It need to be marketing, right? Okay, then after that. Yes, market cost on warehousing. Then after the delivery charge. Okay, then after that promotion, after the distribution cost. So all this included market cost. So finally after that they add their profit. Okay, and that is called the market price. Okay, so market cost, factor cost, market price. If you know the difference between the cost and price, these are easy. Factor, you can link it with the factors of production. Market is just a market. Okay, like this, if you know this, you can easily answer what is market price. In the market, that is price. So similarly, factory price, ex factory price. What is ex factory price? Ex factory price means not include any taxes in the factory. After production, it doesn't include any taxes. Then after that, if they are adding the taxes, then after that all the money for the distribution and everything, then finally it arrives with the market price, right? So using that logic, this is what I told you. You can learn economy by logic. This is what the logic is. Okay, so why this factors of production? So NNP at, okay, factor cost is equal to what? NNP at a market cost. Remember this, cost. Okay, Factor cost is equal to in that market cost, right? In that market cost you need to reduce something. Okay, so minus indirect taxes plus subsidies. Okay, actually this is subsidies for factors for this is subsidy which is government is giving to the producers for increase the production. Okay, so for increase the production, this is the subsidy, right? Either it is export subsidy or imported subsidy or production subsidy. Okay, if it is to increase the production, that is production subsidy. If it is to increase the export, that is export subsidy. And if it helpful for importing, that is known as import subsidy. This is subsidy. Okay, so this is government is giving. So you will ask why here the plus and minus. Okay, so net national product is whatever is available in the people. Okay, so if you take indirect tax, it goes to government, so it should not be included, but the government is giving the subsidy. Okay, so it is added and you are paying for it at market cost. Okay, so that is why this is minus and here it is plus. Okay, think one more time, then you will get the logic behind this. So NNP at factor cost, this is done. So if you want to know NNP at market price, so NNP at a market price, you can make it like simple NNP at factor. So you can make this from equal to plus indirect taxes minus subsidies you can add. Okay, then just like equal formula. Then after that some other thing I will tell you. What is national disposable income? National disposable income, okay, as I told you, NNP. So this NNP plus current transfers from rest of the world. Say remittances, okay, that is national disposable income. Then personal income. What is personal income? So in that national income, okay, personal income means what? Income available to the individuals. Disposable means what? Finally how much you can able to dispose, a country can able to dispose, right? So NNP plus current transfers from the rest of the world, so it is available with some money, so that is the purse, money available in the purse, so easily disposable, that is national disposable income. If it is personal income, so in that national income it is individuals or households. Okay, in the national income, okay, if you minus that undistributed profits, okay, because that is not available in your purse. Okay, whatever is not available in your purse, that is you need to eliminate. Okay, then net interest payment, okay, by households. Then minus corporate tax, because obviously household doesn't have the corporate tax, right? So you need to eliminate that, but the transfer payments are included, because the transfer payment is available with you. Okay, and the transfer payment is available with you. What is transfer payment? This government is giving to you. Okay, well, the transfer payment, that is transferring the payment to you. Okay, this is again based on logic. Okay, but it doesn't goes for any economic production, not for any economic productivity. Say for example, what you can say, old age pensions. Then again you can say unemployment compensations. So like that, whatever is unproductive, you can make it as a transfer payment. Not unproductive, economically, in economic terms. Okay, then yeah, national disposable income, personal income. And what is personal disposable income? Okay, in your personal income, okay, what is disposable? You need to spend. Okay, you can spend that. Okay, so eliminate the tax involved in it. So if you eliminate the tax, both the direct what do you say, that tax payments or non-tax payments, people are paying the income tax, right? If you eliminate that, whatever is available to them, they can dispose them easily. Okay, whatever available in their purse again, that is personal, that is this personal disposable income. If you eliminate the tax from it, there comes your answer. So apart from that, something called real income. Okay, what is real income and nominal income? Okay, what is real income? Okay, real income is after adjusting inflation. Okay, that is inflation is not there. And nominal income is with inflation unadjusted of inflation. Okay, so this is unadjusted of inflation, the difference between real income and a nominal income is. One more thing, GDP growth rate. Okay, just a mathematical. So GDP at the present year minus last year divided by last year into 100. Okay, and that is GDP growth rate. Using this, from the last year, the present year, the difference. The difference, the rate, right? From the last year, it is 5 rupees. If it is 6 rupees, the difference, the growth rate is 1. Okay, like that. And what is GDP deflator? This is one of the preliminary question. So nominal GDP at current price divided by real GDP at constant price. Okay, what is constant price? Constant price is based on base year. Okay, base year or the year the government decides. Okay, so that year should not be high inflation year. Okay, so but what is this gives? Okay, nominal, already I told you, nominal and real, this is real adjusted of inflation, non adjusted of inflation. So it is the GDP. Okay, it is deflator. Okay, deflator means what is this? GDP shows the impact of inflation. Okay, there is one another thing called consumer price index. Okay, that is also shows the inflation thing. But why I'm telling this is, these two are linked with the inflation, but this is based on basket of goods only, but this is for the whole economy. Okay, that's the difference. So one more fact is this GDP deflator. Okay, is calculated by Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation mostly. Then other thing I told you, I want to tell you is, as I told you, these are the things. What is GDP and what is NDP and NP? Okay, what is the method of calculation? As I told you, that GDP is the important. Okay, from the GDP, if you know, then NDP and NP, everything can be calculated. So okay, methods of calculation. Methods of GDP calculation. Okay. No, everyone knows. One is expenditure method. Okay, then second is income method. Then the third is product method. Another product or value added method. Say expenditure method. Expenditure method is, say, if in a country, how much it is. Say if your purse is there, right? How much you are spending? Say in a shop you are spending, for groceries you are spending, for textiles you are spending. Okay, for Diwali crackers you are spending. So after calculating, after whatever you spent, okay, you can come with the calculation initially what was in your purse, right? Yes, the same method, expenditure. So the formula easily is C plus I plus G plus X minus N. So expenditure, consumption, expenditure. Okay, so you are spending for investment. Okay, then after that you are spending for government purchases. So government is purchasing something, right? By expenditure, by giving its money only, it can purchase something. So import minus export, this is the formula. Then if you come the income method, I usually go by this key, that is RIP, W plus R plus I plus P. Okay, income. Okay, income method. Okay, income method is based on the sum of all factors of production. Again the factor of production. What is factor of production? Land, labor and capital. Okay, land, labor, capital. W plus R plus IP. For land you need to give rent, for labor you need to give wages, for capital you need to pay interest, plus finally you are getting a profit. Okay, so that is a wage, rent, interest and a profit. Okay, then finally is the product or value added method. Value added method, I will give you one example. Value added method, say you are buying a cake, okay, for rupees 200. Okay, so in that cake, okay, how much is the value added? Say for example, farmer, okay, he gives wheat for 100 rupees, 100 rupees per kg. Okay, and the baker, okay, after spending baking powder, sugar, salt for 50 rupees, he finally sold to you for 200 rupees per kg. Okay, so in that, okay, 50 rupees, okay, he added. So a farmer doesn't have any intermediary. The nutshell, it is eliminating the intermediary. Okay, eliminating intermediary. Okay, intermediary cost. So what it is? What is the value added? So value added is, you see here, he spent 50 rupees, then okay, he spent 50 rupees for this. Okay, eliminate this intermediary. This is only the intermediary value. Okay, so and the final, so what is the answer is, value added. The value added, okay, is 150 rupees. This 100 rupees, eliminate this intermediary, then again here the 200, now the difference is 50 rupees, so 100 plus this 50 rupees is finally comes 150 rupees. Okay, this is the value added. If this is for one product, if you make it for the whole product in the economy in the whole, you finally comes up with the GDP. Okay, so you may ask, sir, what is this method? 3 methods you are telling, what is GDP? Actually, there is no universal thing like you can calculate only by this. uh, okay, whatever the database you have and whatever the statistical simplification usage of simplification usage, you can use any of the method to calculate the GDP. Okay, and some of the facts from the in this topic, this is based on the materials, from the various materials, you can't find in one single material. So this is the entirety, this is holistic. Okay, so the concept is 100%, the concepts are covered once you take the hints, and if you think deeply with it, whatever the questions they are asking, you can do on your own. Then one more thing is inventory. This is different, some of the facts. Inventory, okay, the unsold products for a year is known as inventory. You can write it like production minus sales. Okay, that is inventory. So this inventory is treated as capital. So that's it. So national income accounting, okay, you can take notes out of it. This, then this, you can pass and take notes out of it. Then this, then this. Okay. And thank you. See you next video tomorrow.